have this the camera that I'm using. Let's get this right here. There we go. The action camera that I'm using. Half the time, the laptop doesn't want to recognize it. I end up having to restart the laptop right as I'm getting ready to start. So no big deal. How's everybody doing? Let me blow up this chat so I can see. Hey, Jameson, how you doing, buddy? So when are they going to announce when camp is? When are they going to announce when the camp dates? We should be getting close. Yeah, Jameson. Yep. Samson Reinhart brings the Stanley Cup to West Vancouver today. Very cool. I love it. I love it. Are you getting to go, Jameson? Are you getting to go? I mean, like, are they having anything where you guys can go see them and meet them and steal the cup? If you steal the cup, I'll pay your airfare to bring it here to the house. Hey, Captain Dave, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. David, how you doing? Got Captain Dave and David Smith. So Kyle will be live again on the football channel today, 3 o'clock. You Dolphin fans. The 6th. I think now we should have the joke about the Dolphins only having 6 fans left. Simon, if you get to see Sam Reinhart today, tell him to tell Ekblad to unblock me. Tell him to have Ekblad unblock me. So if we're able to get down there in mid-January, mid-February, we're going to do something then. We'll do some kind of meet and greet then. Shafasi, the latest on Chucky is the same thing they've been saying, which is nothing. We don't know anything, which to me, like I've been saying, I think they're going to stretch it out and he's going to be out the whole year. But, that probably means I'm wrong because I've been saying it so much. But long as we don't have to trade anybody, right? Of course, if we don't trade anybody, like the article I wrote, then Sam Miskevich gets kicked to the curb in the playoffs. But these are good problems to have. Jameson Reinhardt's going to ride by boat to appear in West Vancouver. Was going to go, but I said, wait till next year. Hey, Vincent. Good to see that you're still here, alive and kicking. Huh? Dave says, I'm still a fan, but I think we're average at best. I think that's right. Hey, they signed Judon, though. Now at least we have one guy to replace either Phillips or Chubb when they get their annual injury. Captain Dave, business is slow. Is it normally slow this time of year for you all? I haven't been able to get fishing all that much either because river's all full of grass, so there's no fish in the river. I had to go out in the bay. It's actually nice weather this week. It's my birthday. I should put the kayak in the water on my birthday. Don't you think? I should probably do that a little bit on Friday. Go put the kayak in the bay. That way, if Jaws gets me, I die on my birthday. Captain Dave, yeah, we're over the cap. Yeah. But Kachuk's supposed to go on LTIR. So, but if he comes back during the season, we will have to make some kind of move. Kenneth says, I check my work schedule. You work till 4:30 on Sunday. It'd be really tight speeding home for a drafted file. And hey, Ken, if you just give Kyle your information, I'm sure that he'll draft you a good team. I'm sure he'll draft you a good team. Just don't mind the post-draft trades. Don't worry about it. It's in your best interests. Hungry said apparently Thornton left the organization. Oh. I hope there was nothing bad there. I wonder what that's all about. That's something to monitor. I know he loved being here. I wonder if he was hoping to get a promotion or something, or if he just wanted to move on. Dog days of summer, Captain Dave. Yeah. My dad's been going fishing at Sebastian and getting some mackerel. David, yeah, when you're busy at work, that's the best time of the year, right? I did manage to get to the gym a little bit yesterday, Simon. Yeah, when the snowbirds come down. Vincent says, I notice I don't have a picture of Quint or the shark on the wall. I have pictures. You know where they are, Vincent, is so if you look at the recap room where the Kermit is, if you follow that to the left off camera, I think there's a picture of Quint and there's a picture of Hooper and Brody with the shark. I know I have a picture of Quint somewhere. It's all getting remade, though. Not this week, but next week we start remaking everything. Should be fun. Yeah, I guess we'll have the birthday stream on Thursday. We'll let Vincent run the birthday stream because, in fact, that's what we should do. On Thursday, the noon stream will be roast Jaws for his birthday. How you guys like that idea? Since that'll give us something fun to do. Kind of early for the shine. A what? Yeah, the cooler temperatures for sure. Yeah, Thursday we'll do a roast Jaws stream for my birthday. Yeah, that'll be fun. We'll do that. That'll give us something to talk about. I got to make sure I let Donna know so that she can get in on the action. She took Friday off, so she's going to be here all day Friday anyway. Yeah, that'll be good. It's a shame it won't be, because you guys can't do like what your impressions of me would be. You know what I mean? Huh. Well, we'll save something big like that. We'll save something big when I turn 60. Well, not the roasting thing, but we'll have, if I'm still here alive and kicking when I turn 60. But I'm still closer to 50. I'm still closer to 50 than I am 60. Could you give us an early note that you're all spent, Vincent? Oh, I'm sure you'll come up with something good. Wings to retire Fedorov. Blue sign Lucic to a PTO. Yeah, there's not a whole lot going on, right? This has been the slowest offseason I can remember. I mean, there's not even really any there's no controversies. There's no real. It's just been crickets for a while. It's not even any big, sometimes there's that one big free agent that's left that nobody gets. Oh, Simon, it's always ice cream cake. Always ice cream cake. So, Vincent, the thing with the Kermit, there's no, everything has a story. Kermit's story is that there is no story other than I got him at an auction, similar to how I got Sasha. And I was doing one of the, I think it was the second year, maybe the third year of the channel. It was before I believe it was before I started doing the segments after each period, because it used to just be a post game. And sometimes I wouldn't really know what the idea was going to be until it hit me when I turned on the camera. And so I just kind of saw Kermit sitting across from me because the boxes from the auction were boxed up there. And I don't even know. I'd have to go find out. I'd have to find Kermit's debut. If I can find Kermit's debut, I'll put out a short. I don't know what the deal was. I don't know how he ended up staying there. I think I just put him there, and then I just didn't ever want to take him down. I don't remember, but I don't remember what I had for breakfast. So there's that. Yeah, I gotta find when the Kermit debut was, because it used to just be I'd turn on the camera post game. I don't know if I started doing it after every period until maybe the fourth year. I think 3 or 4 years. Those older recaps were a completely different animal. I had a lot more time, right? Simon, what's my favorite puppet? I'd have to go with Francisco, even though I don't use him all that much anymore. But I had to go with Francisco because Francisco, that's my grandfather's accent. You don't know how he talked. He from Puerto Rico. He raised in Puerto Rico, and when he died, this is how he talked. You couldn't understand a thing he said. I haven't done Francisco in so long. I turned on Mexican, but it is what it is. Hey, Adonis, summer's doing good, man. We're ready for fall. It's only 69 degrees right now. Huh. Exactly. Jameson, Francisco. Yeah. I haven't done Francisco in a while. But he's there. Donna didn't even know the other day we were driving. That's what I'll do. We're driving, and I'll start talking in one of the voices of the puppets. And I almost get her killed because she starts laughing her ass off. And she had never heard Saucy Sloan. I haven't done her in at least all of last year. She had never heard Saucy Sloan. So when I started doing it, she almost drove off the side of the road. David, yeah, it's cloudy, but it's not hot. It's like a high of 70 or something today, but it's too humid to really have too much open. So I still got the air conditioning running, but it's nice. Sometimes we get it cooled off in late August, which is good. You get sick and tired of it. Yeah, only problem is the grass is growing so bad. How many points? Donis wants to know how many points do you think Gus is going to get from the blue line? Let me see. That's an interesting question because he's been getting, I don't know if the numbers lay this out, but I kind of get the feeling each year he's gotten a little bit more into his offensive game. But he's not going to get that many points because he doesn't play on the power play. I don't know. What did he get last year? What's he usually get? About maybe 8 goals? He does get a lot of assists. What's he usually average? About 40 points? Let's look at that. That's a good question. Let's see. God, he's 29. He's going to be 30 soon. Let's see. So last year, 31 and 39 the year before, 41, 30. Yeah, so he averages about 40 points, right? So last year, 11 goals, 20 assists. So what about 15 and 25? Something like that? I don't think you're going to see any massive change unless they put him on the power play. But yeah, 15 and 25 sounds about right. Donna says daily faceoff has him on the second power play unit. I bet you Maurice would have something to say about that. Let me see. I know I missed a couple comments here. Cuban want to know what's going on with LTIR. So there's no room for anybody, Cuban. There's no room for anybody. We're a little bit more than $3 million over the salary cap. We don't have any room either way. I mean, there's no roster spots at all, really. You know, as it is, we can't have Kachuk and Rodriguez and everybody playing. As it is, if Kachuk comes back, we got to make a move to get rid of somebody, at least one somebody, unless somebody else goes to LTIR. Kenneth says, I've ever dreamed about hockey. You dreamed you played for the Rangers and Blackhawks once. No, I've never dreamed about hockey. Trying to think I've ever dreamed. I think I've dreamed about playing football before, but not hockey. Good question. You dreamt you were a goalie with no pads, but that was actually your third marriage. Oh, boy. What's the favorite line the Panthers are going to have this year, in my opinion? Bennett with Samoskevich and Kachuk in the playoffs. In the playoffs, Maurice. Let's go. Jameson wants to know which bottom pairing D-man will play the most regular season games this year. I would put that on Kulikov, I would think. I would honestly kind of feel like Kulikov is obviously 5D. He played a lot of games last year. I don't know how many games he took off at all. Kulikov has been, knock on wood, extremely, extremely reliable. Let's see. Come on. Why doesn't his name should just come right up? So he's 34. And let's see. Last year he played 70 games. The year before, 76. So I would suspect, unless Balinskis really ups his game, and you want to give Kulikov and Petrie even rest there, I would suspect that Kulikov will get the most games. Donna says, then everybody will say Forsling's the power play merchant because when he puts up points. I just don't want to wear him out. Plus, you don't have to have the two defensemen on the second unit, right? So wouldn't it just be Ekblad on one and Jones on the other? Donis thinks, you think Uvis gets more on the left side with Petrie as they lean slightly more towards offense? Interesting. Huh. Micro loves sharks. Very cool. I like that avatar. Yo. That's a nice avatar. That is a shark with a pointy ass nose, that's for sure. Captain Dave. There are no trades. There are no, and everybody's got a no move clause. Barkov, Reinhart, Verhage, Kachuk, Bennett. I don't think Lundell does. I'm not sure, actually. But the top six, they all have no trade clause. And, Ekblad, I'm assuming he's got a no move, no trade. Cuban wants to know what's the scariest moment in my life. Probably when let's just call it the voice of God, regardless of what you believe, just for story's sake, we'll call it the voice of God. When I was in Hurricane Andrew at my grandfather's house, and I was sleeping in the bedroom in a little twin bed. And about 5 a.m, I was sound asleep, and I just heard a voice that said, "Get out of the bed now." Real deep male voice, "Get out of the bed now." And I jumped up out of the bed, still half asleep, took one step towards the door, and a big, huge metal pole that held up a satellite dish. Back then, the satellite dishes, they were big. So this big, huge metal rod came right through the window, pierced it like a bullet, and just right into the bed, just right through the mattress, right where I'd just been sleeping. That would have to be the scariest moment of my life. Not even when the shark got me was I that scared when that pole came through the window. Dave says, I still dream about football and surfing almost 40 years later for football. Yeah, dreaming about surfing, I would just dream about getting eaten, I'm sure. Vincent says, there's so many girls and hockey content makers these days. Why are we lucky to get me? Well, we've got like 3 to 4% of the audience here is women. So there is that. Petraro, yeah, Daniel Jones is going to be the starter against us. Yeah, we should not be losing that game, but you just never know. Hi, David. Yeah, Jake Bailey's the punter. Kyle will be live at 3 o'clock over on the Dolphins channel again, so that's good. Yeah, Cam Ward was a player for the Hurricanes, and now there's a Cam Ward for the Titans. Right. Never read Cormac McCarthy. No. Donish, yeah. That's a crazy story, man. Just right, would have been right through me. Was I bit by a shark? Not exactly. It's a long story, Captain Dave, but I'll surmise it in 3 sentences. I saw Jaws when I was 5 years old, and ever since I saw Jaws, my little, your little voice said, don't go out there where the surfers are in the ocean because Jaws is waiting for you. And then when I was 39 or 40 years old, I went out there where the surfers were for the first time, and I got hit and cut by a 6-foot bull shark, 5-6 foot bull shark, big bull shark. Not just rammed me. I flipped up, I went back down, and when he went to swim away, he slashed me with his tail. And I didn't even know I was bleeding until I got out of the water. So Jaws was waiting for me. He didn't bite me though. That's good. But he could have. He just ran right into me. Adonis, yeah, there ain't no doubt about that. Vincent, so I hear voices. Yeah, we all hear voices. Huh? Oh, I can't tell those stories here, Simon. Those stories I can't tell here. But Charo, I hope they don't make a trade for a corner. I hope they don't. Because it's not going to help. It's not going to make a difference. I don't want to see them get rid of a good player. I don't trust Greer to make any moves. I don't like that. I don't trust them anymore. Yeah, no, they do. I don't even know. I mean, it sounds stupid, but the speed he was swimming and everything, and the water was so dirty. Like, I don't even know if he knew I was there. I kind of think he just ran into me. All right, Captain Dave, appreciate you, bud. I think he just kind of ran into me, like he was just swimming along. Maybe he had his eyes on something because he hit me so hard that I literally flipped up and did a full 180 and landed back on my feet again. Like, I think if he actually knew I was there and was trying to make a meal out of me, he would have just bit me. That's my theory anyway. He was circling back when I got out of the water. He was doing the long. He was taking a wide turn. We'll put it that way. I wasn't gonna stick around to find out what his next move was gonna be. What if he trades a pick for a corner? I don't want Greer doing anything. I mean, that's just my honest opinion. I want him gone as soon as possible. The team's not going to be real good until he's gone. Until then, it's just a constant. It's like refreshing your page expecting to win the lottery. You know what I mean? Imagine if I watched Flipper, yeah. Yeah. I used to see that show on TV. I never really cared for it all that much. It was kind of stupid. Like some of the older TV stuff I liked, but I kind of felt like Flipper was kind of stupid. All right, David. Yeah, I was lucky. Well, he got me with his tail. Is because he's he flicked his tail a little bit. That's what made me think that he like hit me by accident because he hit me and then he like sped off real quick and then he slowed down. I don't know. Who knows what the stupid thing was thinking? You know what I mean? But yeah, that's why. See, that's why my when I die, I don't want to get buried. When I die, I don't want to get buried. They have to have me cremated, and then they have to bake me into fish cookies that they can feed to the sharks. So that way, in my next life, I've already been sacrificed to the sharks, and I can surf without fear of getting eaten. That's my plan anyway. So far, the problem is I haven't found anybody that's willing to do it. And that was negotiated. I really just wanted them to chop me up into little bits and take me out into the ocean and feed me to the sharks, but nobody will do it. Something about it being illegal or something. I don't know. Tariffs, if we come down there in January or February. If we come down there in January or February, we're going to do it. No, we don't live down there. We live here in Maryland. Hey, Pente, how you doing, bud? How would I handle the cap situation if Chucky doesn't go on LTIR? Me personally, I would Tanya Harding Ekblad, so he has to be on LTIR until the beginning of the playoffs. Now, the serious answer to that is we don't have much of a choice at that point. You would have to move on from Rodriguez and probably Boquist because there's not enough. Getting rid of Rodriguez, we're still a little bit over the cap. And, they better not move Samoskevich. That would be unless it's like McDavid for Samoskevich. But there's really no choice. I mean, it's black and white, which is why it kind of makes me feel like they never planned on having it be a concern at all. I think the plan all along, from all the way back when Chucky got hurt at Four Nations and Zito was there, I think the plan was hatched then that they're going to noodle with everybody, but he's not coming back into the playoffs this upcoming year. If it ends up happening, and I wrote an article about this last week, if it ends up happening that Chucky doesn't come back until the playoffs, then when you look at everything Florida has done since he's been hurt, makes perfect sense. If he doesn't come back, in hindsight, that would make perfect sense that was the plan. That as soon as he got hurt, Zito said, we know what the injury is. We'll let you come back and try to play the playoffs, but you're sitting next year. Because, we went and got Seth Jones, and we added that salary. And then as soon as we got Marchand, Zito was like, I have a plan to keep them all. And everything they've done since Chucky got hurt would make perfect logical sense if he just sits out the entire season. And since Zito was there at Four Nations, and he would have been obviously privy to what the MRI came back and said, to me, it just seems obvious that that's what's happening. So if I'm wrong, then I guess I'm wrong, but I don't know, man. I have a hard time thinking that they're going to trade Rodriguez in the middle of the year because Chucky comes back. That's hard. That's hardcore. Vincent, why bake such a waste of meat? Because I can't find anybody that'll take it. You going to do it, Vincent? You still be old. You'll still be alive. Because apparently chopping me up and putting me out there without, if they burn me, it's ash, then it's okay. Mr. Krabs, yeah, Quinn Ewers, yeah. Zach Wilson reminds me of Chad Henne. Just hold on to the ball. Would I be okay with Greer getting a corner from free agency instead of trading somebody? Yeah, if we're not going to have to give up anybody, yeah. I don't want Greer giving away any of our decent players that we do have. Yeah, how many of my people were even alive when the Tanya Harding thing happened, right? Kenneth says if he doesn't come back to the playoffs, someone hurt him again, so he couldn't go to the Olympics. See, that to me, that's the cover. To me, that's the cover. In other words, nobody is going to doubt that Chucky was really hurt if he misses the Olympics, because everybody knows how badly he wants to play. So if they well, he can't play until the beginning of the playoffs, nobody's going to question it, because they're like, for sure, if he could play, he'd play in the Olympics. But the way I look at it is that if you take the culture of the Panthers, do you think Zito's going to trade Rodriguez so Chucky can play in the Olympics? Because that's what we'd be talking about, right? I don't know. So I don't watch TV, Simon. I do not watch TV. Hey, JC. Oh, Asante Samuel Jr. is visiting Miami today. There you go. Mr. Krabs, well, if you think about it, Kachuk's dad called the team soft, right? Think about it. Of course, Kachuk was already here, but maybe it's motivation. And he's not wrong anyway. Not Kachuk's dad, Asante Samuel. The team is soft. It's a reflection of their head coach. Ms. Krabs says, I want to see Kachuk in the Olympics, so I don't mind his missing the most of the season. Right, but then, of course, if he comes back, you know. Hey, guys, how you doing, brother? How you doing, bud? So, which, by the way, the members podcast will be out tomorrow. I might do it this afternoon. I'm not sure, but I had to record all the audio for that video I have coming out. So that took a little bit out. So I'm hoping, and it's been raining, so it's hard to get outside with the camera when it's raining. Who's my favorite Panthers GM, in my opinion, before Zito? I mean, I have to go with Talon. Talon got a lot of flack for a lot of things, but it wasn't his idea to do all the analytics stuff, and his fingerprints are still all over this team. Barkov, Ekblad, you know, he picked Huberdeau that brought us Kachuk. He picked Trocheck that brought us Luosterainen. He signed Bobrovsky. I think there's at least one more. There's at least one more talent connection in there somewhere, I believe. Thinking about that. Well, no, he didn't draft. Yeah, no, he drafted Spencer Knight. That brought us Seth Jones. I think that was the other talent fingerprint. His hands are all over this team for sure. It's interesting that you would say Brian Murray. Because, well, I don't want to give it away. But let's just say Brian Murray's name will be mentioned again later on this week. Mr. Krabby, yeah, too bad Russia won't be in the Olympics. Yeah. Yeah, I assume it would be Bobrovsky and Shesterkin, right? I'm okay with Bob getting the rest, though. I really am. Vincent says, sure, but however, Kachukin has something of a past with Zito. Seems to me he talks too much, unlike everybody else, and they allowed him to play in a final game in the Four Nations. I agree there, Vincent. He definitely has teacher's pet. He definitely has a little bit of teacher's pet syndrome. Can't argue there at all. Sure thing, Pente. Appreciate you being here, man. Good to see you. We're getting close. Camp should start in like a month from now. Last year, camp was September 18th. So we should be any day now to get to at least hear the schedule. Kenneth says, is week one a must win for the Dolphins with Thursday against Buffalo week 2? Yeah. If they lose to Indianapolis and then lose to Buffalo and you're 0-2 just sitting there, I don't think there's enough confidence in, the fragility of this team's confidence has got to be significant. We're going to find out early on. Oh, is it week 2 against the Patriots and then the Bills? Yeah, that's right. It's Colts, Patriots. I says Brian Murray got us our first banner. It's true. That's true. Yeah, Judon will help, but of course, he's just going to play in place of Phillips or Chubb when they get hurt. You know what I mean? And Phillips is dinged up now. The dude can't stay healthy. It's nothing major, but you got Phillips dinged up. You got Achane fighting a calf. I don't like that. I think Ollie Gordon's going to get plenty of work. So we're 1 month from camp, and the surgery is a 2-month repair window, recovery window. I think he's going to try to rest it again, and then right around January say, I got to go get the surgery. I won't be back into the playoffs. I can't believe he played with that. Vincent says, so tell me, have the Dolphins won anything or what? First time I heard of the Dolphins is Ace Ventura 20 years ago, and now here I love hockey. The last time the Dolphins won the Super Bowl, I was 2 years old. Was I 2? You see, they won the 72, 73, August. No, I was 1.5. I hadn't even turned 2 yet. I was still a witty baby. But I had all this body hair. I was born with all the body hair. Krabs, yeah, Van Ginkel, that was just a stupid move. It was only like $10 million. There's several guys like that we've lost out on, that it was just stupidity, redundant stupidity. That's how I would describe the team. It is what it is. What can you do? At least we got the Panthers. Right? They're going to win 5 cups in 7 years. Guys, Dolphins won the Super Bowl at the end of Ace Ventura, right? Did they? It's a good, that's an interesting question, Eyes. I don't remember. Did they even have a winner and a loser in that game? I honestly don't remember. Jameson says, you talk about the Olympics for Chucky, but I wonder if the Winter Classic has any significance for his return, or is that just a showcase with little importance to the players? I hadn't thought about that one. Had not thought about that. It's got to be such a weird situation, though. It's just, let's say Chucky's going to come back in February, right? So, are you really going to, let's see, February, March? It's like 8 weeks, right? All February, all March. It's like 10 weeks. So are you really going to have that massive injury, have the surgery, and instead of coming back 10 weeks later, you're really going to hurry up that return, knowing that it's going to be like, hey guys, I'm back. Sorry, Rodriguez. Hit the door. Like, it just doesn't. I mean, it can happen, but man, that's cold. That's cold. Rodriguez has been here for both cups. And something just don't feel right about that. Like, it's just one of those things that I just can't wrap my head around, that's how it would happen in the middle of the season like that. You know what I mean? You're talking what? Somewhere around game 40, right? Maybe 50. And all of a sudden Chucky's like, okay, I'm back. See, I mean, I know it's a business and all, but I don't know. Thank you, Eyes. You see, the movie ended at the beginning of the second half when Dan came back. We never found out who won. Okay, good. So that's why I don't remember. Yeah, I was thinking about it. I'm like, hey, I don't remember like a celebration scene or anything like that. Chargers start with Chiefs, Raiders, Broncos. I says, I think the filmmakers of Ace Ventura thought it would have been unbelievable for the Dolphins to have won the Super Bowl, even in a movie. Yeah, Marino can't even win the Super Bowl in the movies. Marino can't even win the Super Bowl in the damn movies, man. He probably read the script and was like, come on. When I do a documentary of myself, who would I have play me in my own documentary? I don't know anybody. I don't know the names of the actors and stuff these days enough to know that, enough to answer that. Tom Cruise and I are about the same height. Vincent says, oh, come on. Kachuk was broken for 2 years in a row. He's barely a hockey player by default. But he needs a proper heel up, and someone has to put his foot down. Yeah, no, Vincent, we agree. I'd sit his ass for the whole year. I appreciate that, Tariffs. Well, considering this is going to be our 10th season. 10 seasons. So hopefully we can get what we will at some point. We'll get to 10,000 subscribers. Somebody's going to subscribe to be number 10,000 just so that they can unsubscribe and bring me back down under. That's coming. It's going to happen. That's going to happen. Mr. Krabs said, I hear Dolphins coach Brian Flores won the lawsuit he filed years ago. No. When did that happen? I did not hear that. Usually Kyle fills me in on that stuff. Did not know that. Wait a minute, really? Everything I heard, I don't know the details, but everything I had heard people say that it was basically bogus. Huh. Danny DeVito, Vincent, that's good. Yeah, we just got to shorten George Clooney a little bit, right, Eyes? Jason Strahan. Oh no, who's the guy? Wait a minute. Oh, I'm thinking about there was somebody else. No, we just get Travolta. We need to de-age him a little bit, but just get bald Travolta. Because I could dance back in the day too. Oh, what was my favorite hairstyle? I had the Yager hair. you ever seen Yager's hair with the flow and the ponytail and all of that? I was like, when Yager was playing, I was like, that's my hair. He stole my hairline. Yeah, is what it is. Eyes, that's what you did at 7,000 subs. I appreciate that, Tariffs. Appreciate that, bud. Yeah, I mean, this will be our 10th year. Y'all make sure you thank Patelron for it too. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what happens with that whole thing. Everything that happened with that GoFundMe. Y'all saved ourselves here. Y'all saved Kyle and I, and you made sure that this channel can continue. I don't want to go without mentioning that. That's for sure. Do I have Travolta eyes? No, but our head structure, our facial structure is similar with the bald and the beard and everything. Kenny says Miami never even wins in any given Sunday. They lose in the jeez. Yeah. It's not realistic, right, to have them win. Yeah, I certainly have his hair, that's for sure, right? Craig says Halloween stream begging for an 80s mullet. I had one. There was one of the older I did a Yager thing and I had a mullet wig and I can't find it. I've looked for it for like 2 years in a row. I'm gonna have to buy a new one. I bought one years ago. And because I went to there's like a Pirates and Wenches thing that one of the bars down here does, but they do it in August, which is stupid because it's too damn hot. And then, I dressed up as Pirate Yager. That was when he was with us, and I bought a mullet. It was a nice mullet wig, Halloween wig. I don't know what happened to it. I can never find it. And have AI draw a mullet on Josh said, that's funny. That's funny. Yeah, it was the Florida traveling Yager. Yeah, he had my hairline. I had his hairline, whatever it is. That's what my hair did when it was thinning. When it was too thick, it was just like a fro. But as it started thinning before it looked too bad, I was manageable. And then it just kept falling out. I don't understand what happened. Oh, Wayne's World. I saw Wayne's World like a couple times long ago when it first came out, but I never really watched them all that much after that. But, oh, you know what Kyle did to me? Son of a bitch. I'm glad I checked. He told me yesterday, and I didn't even think about it. When he got off the football stream yesterday, I guess he saw that Thursday was the deadline for teams to have the 53-man roster set. So he told me it was today. So I came this close to creating the stream saying that it was the live reaction to the 53-man roster. And I was writing and I was like, wait a minute, they still play another game. That doesn't make any sense. And so I looked it up. I'm like, Kyle, it's next Thursday. I'm like, you know how dumb we look running a football channel? And if I would have gotten the wrong date for the 53-man roster. Hey, Matt, October needs to hurry up. Yeah, at least give us September. At least give us camp. At least so we can say they're on the ice and we got film. And, hey, by the way, does anybody else – let me read this again. I think I read that the training camp's not going to be open to the public this year because of construction. That's last year. Oh, the video. Oh, geez, the video just cut out. What the hell happened here? Oh, Jesus Christ. Hold on. You back? No, that's not even the right camera now. What the hell's going on here? Oh, geez. This has been happening with this damn. This happened again with with my action camera. All right, well, hold on a second. I'm going to try to fix this. All right, I think we made it back. Right? Yeah, okay. I don't know what that was all about. All right, let me blow this back up here real quick. You mean what's my favorite team to watch in the West? I like watching Edmonton lose. I don't really have a favorite. I don't have favorite teams other than the Panthers. My brain doesn't work that way, unfortunately. All right, well, I looked at the clock. I got to get ready to roll anyway. So, yeah, Jameson, right? Although if a Western Conference team was going to win, either the Sharks or Vancouver, because obviously Jameson here has sent me a ton of jerseys. He deserves to have his team win. And, of course, we'd all love to see Nick's Sharks finally get one in the bank. So, all right, everybody, I'm going to roll. Kyle will be on the football channel at 3 o'clock. And today is not the 53-man roster. It's not what it is, Kyle. You almost got me on that. All right, so, yeah, everybody get yourself prepared. Thursday's stream will be roasting Jaws for his birthday. That should be fun. All right, everybody, appreciate all the love and support. And I shall see you mañana at noon.